Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery, throwing out another quick video on a number of them that I've gotten anodized over the last couple weeks. I didn't realize I had fallen quite as far behind on my video taping as I have. So this one's going to be kind of a massive zero tolerance video. I've got a number of the new models. You've got some of the ZT0095BWs, some of the ZT0456s. All the rest aren't new ones right now, but a bunch of different variations of different models that we've been doing for a while, and had some really nice results with some of these last ones. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these up here one at a time, and we'll kind of run with it from there. Let's go ahead and start with some of those newer models first. Let's see. So I have already done one video on the 0095s. Very good, very solid knife. They come in a black wash. When they come, they are very heavily black washed. This one, you're looking at probably about 20% of the black wash being left, with a nice green anodizing to it. I really like this one. It doesn't fingerprint up much at all. You still have that nice dark variation to it. Nice and centered up on there. Now this model, it is not one you cannot push straight down on it. It will not flip if you try to push straight down. You have to come from the front and go backwards with it. So once you come from the front and go back, kind of like a light switch motion, you're coming and you're pulling backwards, it opens just fine. A lot of people have kind of complained about the action on it. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. Then that nice black wash blade flies on out of there. I really like that harpoon cut in there. Lockup is right about 45 to 50% on it. Again, once you get that action down, you're just fine. The detint is probably perfect on it once you've got that action down, but if you're trying to push down, it's just not going to go. Now these other two are pretty cool. These I've totally and completely removed the black wash from. This one I brushed the pocket clip and buffed the hardware. Actually, this is brushed as well, but the screws are buffed, and the detent lock bar screw is buffed. Got a little bit of fingerprints. This is a cool color. It's got some nice blue purple to it. Of course, again, these videos, the purple just never wants to show up quite right, but it does have some nice purple to it. Now this one has a super detent. I did a little bit of work on it, and this one, it flies out, no pressure, no problem, nothing. Easiest detent I've seen on one of these. The only issue is when I loosen that detent up, you've got a little tiny bit of wiggle. It's not enough that it's going to pop open by any means, but there's just a little tiny bit of give in that detent. So not really a big deal. Like I said, it's not going to come open in your pocket. Like I said, you can hold it by the blade and flip it down, and it's not going to pop open. But there is just a tiny bit of movement with that detent. But that's the best and the easiest flipping out of any of these that I've seen. So there is a little bit of payoff, or a little bit of give and take there. Knife turned out phenomenally. Really happy with the coloring on it. Nice and consistent. The fingerprints are not bad on this at all. It almost has, let's see if it'll focus, it almost has a crackling effect on parts of it. So kind of hard to pick it up in the camera, but it's got a little bit of a crackling effect through here. Looks really cool. Very, very happy with this one. As long as the purchaser is okay with that tiny bit of wiggle, you're a good to go knife on it. Here's another purple that I have taken all of the black wash off again. It's going to be a brushed finish, a very light brushed finish. It's much more purple in person. Trying to see if I can get the color to work out a little bit better on this. Man. So it's a very vibrant purple. It's got more blue in the picture here than it really has. It is much more purple in person. Really happy again. This one I did not brush the pocket clip or the hardware. It looks cool. The black on purple looks really nice. This one has a teensy tiny bit of give, less than the blue one. There is just a tiny bit there, but again, the flipping action on these, you've got to come from the front to the back. If you push down, you are going to be very unhappy. The other thing you need to make sure you're doing is you got your fingers on that pocket clip, not on that lock bar. If you push on that lock bar, just like any of the frame locks, if you've got your fingers on that lock bar, it's never gonna open. You've got to have your fingers just up onto that pocket clip and you're good to go on it. Very happy again with this one. The coloration is really nice. You're at about 50% lockup on that one. And again, nicely centered. Good quality little knives once you get past that little flipper setup on it. Now these two, incredibly happy with. The 0456s are incredibly smooth, great action, really happy with how these have turned out. I went and did 2 of these. Go ahead and start with the all blue. It's a little bit darker blue in person, but it's got a nice blue matching that blue with the purple in the pivot. There is a little bit of purple in the little cutouts. Again, something about the video of anodizing purple just doesn't ever quite do it justice. You've got the blue pocket clip. Did a pretty good, I mean, it's not a perfect match by any means, but it looks good together. The pocket clip, the back spacer, threw a nice little gray and blue lanyard on it. Very nice little knives. So it's the 0456. This one's serial number is 0965. You are looking at the CTS204P, so you've got to step up in steel in the blade, and the action on these is just phenomenal. You're at about 40% lockup. Centering is just about perfect. Now this one, I like the flipper. You got the jimping on the top. ZT puts the jimping where you need to push. On the other one, it's on the front, so you're coming front. This one, it's right up on top. Push down on that sucker, and it just flies. Really happy with the feel of these. They feel nice in the hand. It's got that nice sheep's foot blade. Really good quality little knives. Very, very happy with this new design. This is probably my favorite out of the new ones that I've had. I've had the 0220s, the 0095BWs, now this one. This is probably my favorite out of the 3, but the 220 is also another very smooth knife. So can't go wrong with that one either. This one, we threw a nice gold with blue drizzle in it, really kind of giving it the effect. The gold looks pretty good with it. Matches up with the blue nicely, the drizzle coming in. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. I was a little questionable. I'm not a big fan of yellow knives, but this yellow and blue just matches nicely. Not bad with fingerprints. Does have a tiny bit, but it's a little bit more of a matte finish than the shiny finish. So they're a little less okay, we'll pass on that word. They're not as easily fingerprinted. Little tongue-tied here tonight. I like that nice blue pocket clip. There is a little variation in the blue on the pocket clips themselves. The backspacer looks real nice. Again, action is just perfect on these things. With the upgraded steel, not a gigantic blade, but not too little either. It's a nice handful. I've got a large hand, probably not extra large, but a large hand. It fits nicely. There's no jimping up here, so there's a little bit of movement with your thumb, but the purchase in your hand is really nice. So I think it's going to be a very nicely usable knife. Threw that yellow and blue lanyard on there just to give it a little bit of extra. Centering on that one, pretty darn good. Might be a slight bit off to the side, but not bad. Lockup again is about 40% on it. Really good little knife. Very pleased with this model. And we're going to get into some of the older ones, just older models that I've been doing for a while. This one, I'm really hoping the camera is going to pick this up right. This thing is just a powerhouse of color. It is a 0560BW. You've got purples and blues going into a teal hue up at the edges. It's picking up more of the teals and the blues, but it's got an underlying purple just shooting all through it. It's a little more teal up here, a little more teal back here. The purples are just insane on this. This one, when somebody gets this home, if they like all the different color, this thing you cannot go wrong with. I actually was borderline keeping this one myself. I really like the way this one turned out. It's just got all kinds of crazy color shooting through it. I really wish I could find a better way to do the videos on these so that the purple turned out a little bit nicer. I did throw a lanyard on here, purple with the blue. Good old 560, nice detent, flies right open. Really gives you a shot of the color versus the silver on the other side. Really sharp looking knife. This is the newer version that's got the lock bar stabilizer in it. You're looking at about a little over probably 55% lockup on it, but you've got that steel lock bar insert. Again, that color is just popping through there, and we are just about perfectly centered on it. Action on these things is always great. Like I said, this is my favorite out of all of the ones that I've done here in the ZT video. The coloring on this is just so vibrant. It is a true winner. I really like this one. So I'd imagine this one will go pretty quickly. Let's see. Go ahead and go a quick rainbow 0562, the Hinder design. It is the standard with the G10 handle and the LMAX blade. Action on this is superb, like almost all of these are. You're going a green blue into a purple, into a little bit of pink, orange, and up into your yellow and gold with a light blue by that lock bar insert. Pivot and hardware has been polished. The pocket clip, I've started playing with a satin finish. It's a lot easier to do, and it looks really nice. It hides anything. If you get any little scratches on it as you're carrying it, you're good to go with it. Very happy with the way that turned out. Lock up on that one again, probably right about 40%. Centering is looking pretty good on it, and the action is good to go. This is another cool looking little 0450 Sinkovich design. You got high voltage blue background, natural titanium, as well as a nice purple titanium drizzle. So I double drizzled it. I did brush out the pocket clip on this side, got rid of the ZT logo. Action on that one, crazy good. As long as you keep your finger off that lock bar, you're good to go. That's why they put that nice big pocket clip on there. Helps you keep your fingers off of it. But overall, really happy with the way that one turned out. Got some nice drizzle action. You do have the aluminum red standoffs, steel bar lock insert. Just really nice color on it. These are good little knives, good little EDCs, fits in the pocket nicely, fills up the hand pretty well. Not a huge knife for those of us that can't carry real big knives at work. Thankfully, I don't worry about that too much. But this is a good one. Hides in the pocket. Threw a little lanyard on it just to give it a little extra, because I am a lanyard fan. If you don't like it, cut it off. Not a big deal. I'm pretty much throwing them in for free anyways, so good to go. That is the 450. And let's go ahead. I have got two of the 801s. This one is the black wash version that I've sanded the flats and gone with a nice bronze into purple in the lines here, and bronze back into purple again there. Action on these guys is great. Detent, it's got a little bit of pressure on the detent, but it's not a finger herder or anything like that. So opens up nicely. We're centered up pretty nicely. Lock bar is probably about 30-35%. Really cool looking little turnout on this one. I was pretty pleased with how this went. I sanded it all the way down, and I had started off with a straight bronze, but I really like adding that purple in there. It's really sharp looking, so can't go wrong there. If you buy it from me, if you want a lanyard, just let me know. I'll throw one on for you. Not a big deal. Gotta find a good source on bronze paracord though. So if anybody knows anything, shoot me a message, because that's one thing I haven't been able to find, is a nice bronze paracord that looks good. Everybody likes orange, and orange just is not bronze. So really happy with the way that one turned out. It's got a real nice effect to it. Standard 801, can't go wrong with the fit and the finish. This one was a straight black version that I just went ahead and sanded the flats on. Turned out looking pretty good. A little tiny bit there at the edge, but overall looks really nice. It just pops. The sanded versus the black. I did go ahead and take care of the pocket clip on it. I buffed that all out and did the 2 screws there, but left everything else black except for the lock bar insert. Now there is a little bit where it didn't sand quite perfectly even right in here in the lock bar. It's slightly noticeable, not a real big deal. Overall, the effect of this knife just is really cool looking. Had this one at the knife show a little while ago. People were picking it up like crazy. This is one that ZT is not enforcing the MAP pricing on it. anymore. So the price has dropped. Unfortunately, with a little bit of work, I'm still going to kind of hold it in the right range because my time is worth something. So, but really happy with the way this one looks. I'm sure it'll sell pretty quick here. Just a nice little different piece. They are not selling the black version, the blackout version anymore. So this is a discontinued knife. I've got one more of these that I haven't done anything to. Once this one sells, I'll probably sand the other one and go with the satin on it as well. But very good looking knives. Great detint on this one. Lockup is, wow, probably about 25% on that one. And centering is pretty darn good as well. Sorry, where I can see it, the camera's not quite there. So, but very happy with the zero tolerances. Thank you again for tuning in to another video, and we'll see you on the next one.